to be clear, the first part of what you read actually comes from Thomas Merton, who's one of my heroes, and from Douglas Steere, from whom Merton got it. So we stand on the shoulders of giants, right? So, but I love the quote. I love the insight, and I do try to ask myself on a regular basis, and sometimes I lose the need for the question, what do I need to do right now to make the root, to water the root of inner wisdom that makes work fruitful? And I will say that one of the things that I think about a lot, I mean, I could talk about practices I have, like walking in the woods, or reading a lot of poetry, or sitting in silence alone or with other people. Those are helpful to me in sort of letting the water still and coming back to myself and learning more about what it is, where it is my life is taking me rather than where I want to take my life. But there are some important frames around that for me, and I'll mention just one of them. We are in a society that is obsessed with effectiveness, with outcomes, with results, and efficiency is very much attached to that, which Courtney wisely pointed to. So I want to be clear that I'm not against effectiveness and getting results. I work hard on writing books or on creating a nonprofit and on propagating programs through our 220 facilitators around the country. I want that work to be effective, just as everyone in this room wants to be effective. But I am very clear for myself that the tighter we cling to the norm of effectiveness, the smaller and smaller tasks we're going to take on, because they're the only ones with which you can be effective. And I give you as case in point what's going on in public education in this country. We are no longer interested in educating a child. We're interested in getting that child to pass tests, because that's a task with which we can be effective, right? And get measurable results. Every good teacher knows that educating a child is infinitely more complex than getting them to pass a test, and that the results may not show up for 10, 20, 30 years. I still have the experience at age 75 of saying, oh, that's what Philip Selznick was trying to teach me at Berkeley, right? Or that's what Gertrude Neuwirth was trying to teach me at Carleton. I still awaken to those teachings now that I have an experiential context in which they come alive. So the question for me is not get rid of effectiveness or results. They're important, but there has to be a standard that trumps effectiveness. And I have a word that I use for myself that helps me